Hi, Ben here with Amtex Equipment. Next to me, it is one of the latest shipment of Prowler 13 HP powered by Honda engine with electric start. Now, this video is a part of a double video that I'm doing. In the first video, pretty much we're going over the machine, going through some of the features on this machine to kind of provide an update for our future customers, especially for our latest customer from overseas that have ordered this unit. That way, he will be familiar with the unit as he receives it. Starting from the front, the engine, it is manufactured by Honda, is called GX390, which puts out 13 gross horsepower and 11.5 net horsepower. It is electric start. And you do have a kill switch here, which of course, as you turn on the on position, the unit becomes alive, and of course, moving it to the left, to the right, you'll be able to crank the engine. The gas tank on the top holds about almost 1.5 gallon, about 6 liter of unleaded gasoline. Right below it, it is your throttle handle. As you notice, there is a little icon here, which of course to the far right, it is slow speed, and as you slowly move it towards the left, the engine is going to speed up. Faster you run the Prowler, more suction, more pressure, more flow, more heat, more of everything. And the slower you run it, more relaxed the machine is going to run, cooler is going to run, less vacuum and what have you. To the far left, it is your choke handle, which of course, as you see to the left, is closed, which you only move it to the left when you're going to be doing the cranking the engine. You do have a fuel valve at the bottom. To the left is closed, and to the right is open. This is a position that you're going to have it while the unit is running, because the unit uses gravity to get the gasoline to go into the carburetor. But when the unit is off, this must be positioned all the way to the left. Now, coming to the lower panel, very simple panel. You do see a pressure outlet and your cool-off valve on the top, just like the Infernos. You do have your water inlet. Bringing the camera up here, you'll be able to see your discharge. This discharge system right here, it is accompanied by 4 connections. The first one, which is a pressurized hose, it is connected to the black valve right here, allowing the operator to cool off the machine. Of course, you do have one right next to it, which if you follow it, is going to go to the head of the pump, which is a device called thermo relief valve. This is just a safety valve, which as the unit, if the head of the pump gets hot for whatever reason, you kind of start pumping some of the water out of the head of the pump, allowing the cool water to come in from the garden hose and maintain the head of the pump, preventing it from getting damaged. There's 2 more hoses here. These are called, one will go to your DEMA discharge. This is an electric valve that we use on all of our heat exchanger systems. It is a very reliable valve. It is normally closed and is connected to the temperature gauge on the top. Once you set the temperature at whatever setting, once the needle reaches that area, let's say 220 or 230, you're going to start pumping some water out. As a result of it, it's going to be a momentary loss of pressure at the 1. There is a valve next to the DEMA, must be in the same position as you see for safety. This one is allowing the operator to keep up with their job in case if the valve gets stuck open, so that way you don't cancel the job. The final will be a dripper valve, which is located behind the pressure regulator. If we get the camera here, you'll be able to see your pressure regulator next to a gauge of 0 to 3,000. As you turn the pressure regulator clockwise while the machine is running, the pressure will rise. As you turn it counterclockwise, the pressure will drop. And of course, you do have your temperature gauge. There is a discharge light. Again, once the machine starts discharging extra heat, when the DEMA is popped open, you do see the red light start blinking and kind of indicating that she's cooling herself off automatically. Right below it is a tiny tach, which right now shows number 33. That means this machine has run 33 minutes as far as testing it. And once you crank the engine and start speeding up, you'll be able to see the RPM. Now, another area on this unit, if we come to the far right, it will be your filtration box. One of the vital areas and important areas that needs kind of monitoring, it is your filtration box, because the job of this filter, it is to sucking the gray water from the tool. And of course, there is a filter inside of here that always this unit must have. We do send out additional filters just in case if our customers, they do need to replace them. As far as tying it, just putting the top back on. It doesn't need to be super tight, just kind of snug, because after all, the suction will pull it together. It is flexible, allowing the top of the filtration box to create seal and give the operator a phenomenal type of suction. To the far right, you do have a couple of devices, which of course this is an everyday battery, which gets charged by the alternator in the engine. Right next to it, this is called rectifier or voltage regulator, because as I mentioned at the beginning, the unit is electric start, so we need to have a battery on board, but we need to charge the battery. That's why this type of the engine that we use, it does come with an 18 amp charging system, which of course the alternator or the stator that creates the electricity is located behind the fan blade. And as the AC current travels towards the rectifier, the AC current has been, the job of this baby is first of all to change the AC to a DC type of current, so the battery gets charged. At the same time, once the battery gets full charge, the rectifier is going to stop charging the battery for safety, so that way you don't have acid boiling and getting hot coming around. You do have a water regulator, which the job of this baby is basically reduce the incoming water that's come to the pump, allowing the pump to be able to inject chemical. Here is your injection knob. If you notice right now, it's completely shut, but this number 0 is lined up with the hose. As you turn it counterclockwise, you will be able to see the flow of chemical going through the pump. If not, you just want to use water, just basically have it shut. On the very bottom, you do see a rod. This one is the one that locks the unit to the frame, so that way you don't have to tie down the system. You'll be able to simply just travel at ease. Now there's two hoses here. The right one, this one, it is the engine drainage. This is where you fill your oil, and of course you check it. As far as checking the oil level, this engine takes 1 course of 10W30 to be filled. Once you open this, as long as the engine is in a level position, you should be able to see the surface of the oil. Now, the next hose, the one to the left, it is connected to the bottom of the pump, which basically, as far as draining the oil of the pump, you're going to use the one on the left. And to fill the pump, if you can bring the camera close right here, you'll be able, by using a funnel, there is the dipstick right there, which pump uses 12 ounce of straight 30 motor oil. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video short, because I want to be able to kind of set up this machine, show our customer how to run the machine, also how to control the heat, and of course at the end, how to shut down the machine correctly. I want to thank you for being with me on the first part of this video, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next section of the video. Thank you.